yeehaw.
Yeah, I'll stick to Spanish Malbec from now on, I think.
Yeah, I usually go for a nice Shiraz, or like I will drink the hell out of some jam jar. I will, unashamedly. It is one of the
I
best
just recently got into
wines.
orange wines.
Oh, orange
Yeah,
wines.
orange
not
wines
bad.
can be very, very hit or miss, I have found. They
I love a
have
good
the
dry floral orange wine.
word, yeah. I tend to like the ones that don't taste like grass. 'Cause I feel like some of them do.
They do.
Yeah, some of them do.
Oh, hi, viewers. I'm sorry. Welcome to our weekly Wednesday night wine club. Glad to hope you brought your wonderful reds, or your wonderful whites, your radical reds, your mischievous Malbecs, your whatever the hell Moscatos.
Your Riztastic rosés.
Riztastic rosés. I'm just messing with you. No, it's D&D night. Of course it's going to be D&D night. We're
I mean,
here.
if you want to turn D&D into wine and whiskey, I'm not opposed.
That is, I feel, is one of the best ways to do D&D, is wine and whiskey. Is great. Yeah. Oh, aha, I see what you mean. Like, you're all just like a bunch of brewers.
Oh,
and oh my god, Jesus. And all beer tastes the same. No, Braden, no, that is not true.
No, Braden's right. Braden's right. Beer is terrible.
That's not
okay.
No.
I have had so many people.
Well, yeah,
I have
beer
had
is
so
terrible.
many
I
people
have to
say,
agree, yeah.
"You will love this beer. It tastes like chocolate. You'll love this beer. It tastes like pears or cherry or fruits." Or,
now,
and I drink it and I'm just like, "Oh wow, that tastes exactly like hops."
Now I will tell you,
if you want a beer that tastes like chocolate, you have the Sam Smith chocolate stout. Listen, I know a beer for every flavor. Okay, I love beer. I've worked in breweries. I'm a big beer drinker.
And you know, if I drank it long enough to get Stockholm syndrome, I might be able to tell the difference.
Oh
but
my
the first
God.
time you hand it to me, I'm gonna taste hops and nothing but hops.
I do stay away from very hoppy things. I don't.
That's my hot take.
It doesn't smell good and it doesn't taste good. It's just,
Yeah.
But I like really sweet things.
To me, all wine tastes the same. To me, all beer tastes the same. The only time I've ever enjoyed a beer is when half of it is with a flavored whiskey. And yeah, so that's just my hot take.
Like a snake bite?
At
or
that
like
point, just take the whiskey.
It was like a cinnamon. It was like a cinnamon whiskey, and then like a cider. It was like an apple cider. So it was like
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you did a Angry Balls.
Cider doesn't count as beer anyway.
That too, but all cider tastes the same to me too.
Oh my god!
Just
That I disagree with.
Yeah. I only drink hard liquor because I like to go from 0 to 100 very quickly.
Yeah, baby, that high acceleration. Let's go.
Everyone, Braden is an Aries, in case you didn't know.
No, that's very true. That's very true. Speaking of, well, it's not Aries season right now, but it is Aquarius season, and I believe we have an Aquarius here among us who has a birthday tomorrow. Miss Charlotte, happy early birthday to you.
Thank you.
Very good, very
Happy
good,
early
very
birthday,
good.
Charlotte.
We've been talking about baking and such, and Charlotte's baking herself a little birthday cake after the game.
What birthday is this going to be for you, Charlotte?
Oh, it's not a
22.
milestone. Right. It's not a milestone birthday. It's not a particular special birthday. But this birthday is going to be all about community and just spending time with.
Amen.
Nice.
Yeah. Amen.
Love
Amen
that.
to that.
Love that for you.
Speaking of community and spending time with the crew, you are spending time with a new kind of pseudo
Great segue.
Yeah, a new member of the crew ? With an elf e-girl that you rescued from a body bag being carried by a bunch of drones on this mysterious Arctic island with like these dark telephone poles that are just sticking up out of the ground with like lights on them and everything. You just got out of combat with these drones, ostensibly belonging to the IOC and Netocratic state, that were extracting her from the ground? Question mark. Yeah, they're currently still flying away. I have taken you out of initiative order, out of combat. The last thing, you slapped. You slapped her into like out of her like panic attack, and now she's kind of
Slap her
come.
into next week.
Yes, yes, you did. Wait, Sam, you have to say what you what you said earlier.
Charlotte said I slapped her out of her brain rot, and I said, yeah, she was going Ohio Skibbity Rizzler, and so I slapped the shit out of her.
Yes, 100% accurate. Very good. So that happened, and now she's extremely sober and is like, "What? Where am I? What is going on?" Meanwhile, you hear the whine of the drones as their propeller quadcopter selves are like flying away to the south. Or I guess no, it wouldn't be to the south. It would be to the north because you guys are on the south side. They're flying away to the north.
All right, how does E-Girl look like now that, like, I mean, like, does she look malnourished? Does she look like does she look okay, just, in general, not like
Make a medicine check.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, 16.
Okay. She doesn't look like she has a very stable food pyramid diet.
Cool.
You could suspect that it's I mean, without you'd have to ask her, but she doesn't look emaciated or like she's unhealthy in like a various like extreme direction. Right, they're not starving her or anything like that, but and also she seems to have a body built as like a lithe figure, so I wouldn't say that it's how to describe. She seems lethargic. That is.
She has a college disaster diet.
There you go. There you go.
She's got that ridiculous coffee thing that we bought.
Yeah. She's got that girl dinner going on.
Yes,
is what that is. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Girl dinner. Oh, relatable.
Yes.
Hyper water.
Oh yeah. Hyper water. That would be the thing you got. Yes.
I mean, I have some Astro rations too. If we wanna.
That's true.
Give her something.
Yeah. I mean, you can feel free to give her something. But yeah, she's chill. A couple more minutes pass, and the drones are now out of sight and out of sound. Definitely out of sight as the sort of snow, not really a blizzard now, but it's still coming down pretty hard. The snow is falling around you, on you, just everywhere. But you can't see through the thickness of the storm, I'd say about a football field away now.
Okay.
Should we grab her and bail, or should we like camp out here somewhere?
I mean, I definitely want to like talk to her. I'm flexible on the arrangements.
Because I mean, I know that we were like, oh, let's just check out what's going on here, and then we have to get back to our back on the boat. I don't know how much time we have to dedicate to this, especially since those things now know that we're here.
Okay.
Yeah, they're definitely going to come back.
Yeah.
Cool.
So with urgency, I go up to E-Girl and I say, hey, do you know where we are? Because we don't, and you don't know, you don't seem to, but maybe you do. Does any of this look familiar?
I don't. I thought I was in my apartment. I don't. I'm just.
Do you live underground?
Underground? What? No,
Because that's where you came from.
I what?
You came from underground.
That can't be. I must have gotten pulled
out of the ground in a body bag.
Well, yes. I recall the enforcers coming into my apartment, and like
Where do you think your apartment is?
well, I must have gotten pulled through a portal somewhere because my apartment is in the great wonderful land of the Iosian Netocratic state on the all-hallowed Iosian Peninsula.
I mean, you're not technically completely wrong.
What's the last thing you remember before they pulled you out of your apartment?
Well, the last thing I remember was I was reading off a sponsorship for this new keyboard one of our great companies had made, and then all of a sudden everything went dark. My entire stream, just all of the power in my apartment went out, and then I heard this like cutting sound, like a laser in my ceiling, and the enforcers came in and just wrapped me up, and there I was.
I mean, if you want to see your apartment, we can take like a few steps that way, and you can look down into the hole they cut.
Yeah, maybe we
Because
should
your
go check
apartment
the underground.
was underground here, yeah.
That's not. That can't be right.
Just take 10 steps to the right and take a look.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with you.
Fine, I'll take 10 steps to the right and take a look. And she stands up. She goes. Oh, she walks over to across the snow. She's not. Her outfit looks like she's from what we would understand, her outfit looks something akin to what you would see as like a VTuber in kind of like a kimono sort of deal. So she's kind of like huddled, like gripping her clothes as she walks over, and she gets to the edge of where she got pulled out of the ground, and she's like, "Oh my God, this is just a hole in the ground. That's crazy."
Okay. Can I do a little investigation?
Yeah, and as you do an investigation, she starts like climbing down into the hole. And she's like,
I mean,
"Oh my God."
You might have been right about
God.
it being a portal, but this is definitely where they pulled you out of.
Well,
Okay, that's
Well,
an
yeah.
18. I don't know if that shows me anything specific.
18 investigation. You don't see any shimmering magic or anything that would betray this opening as like a portal. It just seems like it's just a hole in the ground that's like a physical connection between two spaces, and the space you were looking at is underground. It's not in another place. Hold on one second.
I think I might know what's going on.
Well, I was wondering if maybe there was like any kind of like those thing like electrode things that they attach to you at the doctor. I was wondering if there was anything that she might have been hooked up to that was making her see things that like, you know what I mean?
Oh, you can't see until you go into the hole. You wouldn't be able to tell anything like that nature. But you do hear from underneath. She's like, "What? Oh, that's weird. The windows are all dark."
Okay.
There's windows in a hole in the ground?
I think the windows probably are more like screens, and if we turned the power back on, they would display.
Does she look like she has a severe vitamin D deficiency?
Yes. There you go. There you go. Yes, that's it. Thank you for yes.
All right. Well, I think we should go in and take a look.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay. As you descend into through this hole, you are greeted by the darkness of what looks to be a 10-foot by 10-foot room, like a small bedroom. It's decorated in various pinks, cyans, sort of kind of muted yellows here and there. You can see string lights up against the wall. They are currently turned off, obviously. There's like a little bunk bed off to the side. On the bunk bed are like a godsend number of like plushies, like like squishable animals, squishable plushies, things like that.
Squishmallows, yeah.
Yes, you can see a sort of desktop computer on a desk in a corner, with like a couple of monitors attached to it. You can see this like really old looking camera pointed at this seat, at the desk chair. There's a microphone seated in front of the thing, of the keyboard and mouse, and everything is off. Everything looks like really cushy, cozy. Otherwise, and you can feel the remnants of heat inside of this place dying away as it is escaping through the now open iris, or the now open hatch of this room. And yes, also you do see her like tapping on what looks like a window that is divided into like 4 panes of glass, but it's completely dark. You can't see anything through it.
So when we switched off the power to this pylon, all of the power into her apartment got shut off. So can we try turning it back on and see if we can?
I was just about to ask, like, what do you think will happen if we turn it back on? Will they send more drones after us? I don't feel like they will. It seemed like more of an emergency response thing than like someone making a conscious decision. But at the same time, do we want to give her a chance to do one last broadcast to, let people know what's going on? Does she even want to do that? Who knows?
Well, I'm curious who she was broadcasting to. Like, who is watching this?
Hey, what's your name?
Well, my viewers call me Evelyn. That's what I've been going by here in this world. You can call me. Hold on, I do have her name. This is one of those things where I just have to scroll back down to it. Whoopsie poopsie. Sorry, scrolling issues, as always. But you can call me Penelope.
Penelope. You said you were streaming. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of streaming do you do?
Oh,
you're so pointy.
Well, I do just like kind of like cozy game streams. I'm sponsored by this agency that lets us we put ourselves out on the Arcane Eye network. I get a ton of viewers. People really like my oh no. People really like my Moondew Mountain videos. Like they really love that.
I love
Moonwater Mountain. That's what we'll call it. Moonwater Mountain. Mm-hmm. There we go. Perfect.
Oh lol.
Moonwater Mountain. They really love those though when I play. In fact, that's like kind of my staple. I'm building like a nice house and like really poking through all the relationships and things like that.
Yeah, cool. What do you have like a big audience?
I get a pretty decent audience size, like 200,000-300,000 viewers every time I stream. I mean that's on the lower end for most people.
How long have you lived here?
Oh, well, that's I maybe. Well, gosh, I guess it would be like 5 years now, wouldn't it? Since I sort of got here.
In those 5 years, have you ever left your apartment?
Well, yeah. No, I mean, the apartment was a gift, to me. When as soon as the the great occupation distribution agency discovered my talents and put me on the path to enlighten others to the joyful benefits of our utopia.
Okay, but when was the last time you left the apartment?
Oh, well, I never. When was?
Other than now, when was the last time you had a conversation with someone that wasn't part of your audience?
Let me see. If today was my third streamiversary, and I. Oh my God! I've been in a hole in the ground for 3 years.
Okay.
I'm very sorry.
Let's just take a second.
I've been in a hole in the ground for 3 years.
Are you hungry? When have you last eaten?
Well, I had a bowl of ramen like for lunch, but like that was but like I don't think I'm gonna be. Oh no, the microwave doesn't work.
Is there a kitchen in this apartment? Like, can I look around? Is it just like her stream setup and like a bed? Is there anything else in here?
So you can see aside from this, there is a little door that you can open up. It has like a couple of outfits in it. You can see another door next to it open up. It's a little water closet, and when I say this is how people call a bathroom a water closet. This is literally a closet-sized bathroom. It's very tiny. You see kind of off to the left of that door is, I wouldn't call it a kitchen area. It's more like it's a counter with a hot plate on it and like a tiny mini fridge and a water faucet going into like a little tiny sink. Like it's not anything it's not anything you would think is like sustainable.
Where did she get the food from?
Right.
I imagine it probably comes in through the hatch while she's asleep. Grocery delivery.
Make me an investigation check.
Yeah, maybe.
Which one of us?
You want to take it?
Sure.
Do it with help.
Yeah. That is a 6.
Okay.
With advantage?
So not great. Yep. With advantage, still 6.
Oh, no.
You open the fridge, and there
should have let you do it.
Are like some fruits in there, and like kind of like boxed like like TV dinner meals in the freezer portion. Just sort of foods ready to be easily made and easily eaten. It doesn't look to be well stocked. But yeah, how she gets more food in here? It's possible that they fly in through the roof. Like that's the only thing you can kind of deduce
there's
from
probably that. I'm gonna assume that maybe there's a secret dumbwaiter or something in all of these units that they just constantly resupply food with.
Maybe a false
Probably
back to the fridge.
Yeah, there's probably they're probably just sneaking stuff in there for them.
You push on the back wall of the fridge, and sure enough, Sure enough, it pushes away, lifts away, and you can see inside a conveyor-like apparatus that extends for God knows how many feet, and you can see little branch-off points in multiple sections.
How many? I mean, there were a lot of other pylons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like more than we could probably count by just looking.
Yes. Over the horizon and beyond.
Cool. So there are almost certainly units under all of those. And we may not be able to liberate all of them.
I think if we tried to liberate all of them, it would be seen as an act of war, and we would definitely die before we left this island.
Yeah, right. It might not be realistic right now.
What's the professor up to right now?
He is very, very, very curious and involved in investigating the pylon. He has not even gone into the room yet. He's sort of muttering to himself, hooking up like voltimeters to various wires and things. You know, like the little flipper, like signal reader, the little RF like little dongle thing. He's got something similar to that, and he's kind of like interfacing it with the PCB in the pylon itself, just trying to like figure some things out. He hasn't turned it back on yet, but he's just, testing various things. You see him reach for the main breaker switch once or twice, and then he just recalls his hand and puts his hand up to his chin, scratches it, and then just goes back to what he's doing.
I am really curious to see if we flip the switch back on, if the windows are really just screens, what her stream setup looks like when everything's on.
I say let's go for it.
I think we should maybe talk to her about whether or not she wants to be in here when that happens. This could be a very traumatic experience for her from a lot of different directions. And she's got some choices to make. And
I mean, we've definitely already traumatized her.
We have, you're right. I'm not saying that this is the last time we're going to traumatize her. I am saying that I would recommend we talk to her before we do it again.
Yeah, that's fair. What were you going to say, Braden?
I was just going to Zen was just going to volunteer to be the one to like climb back up out of the hole to turn the pylon on. That's it.
Sure.
While you're having this conversation, she has gone over to her little it's more like a cot, I guess, to be truthful. And she pulls up the mattress and she's like, "Oh, sweet AF. I still have a Dougal under here." And she pulls it out, and it's like, this little sponge cake thing, and she opens it up and undoes the wrapper and just like shovels it down her mouth. Oh God. Oh, these things are amazing. I'm glad I saved a couple of them.
Zen, you want to go turn on that switch?
Yeah, I'm definitely more than happy to do that.
As you climb up, as you sort of climb, there is no ladder to get, so you kind of have to like get some help to get up the 10 feet or like make a jump to grab onto the edges and pull yourself out. While you're there, you realize that there is another door that doesn't lead to the bathroom and the what's it called, the closet. It looks like a standard like 2-meter tall door, right? But you climb up out the top and you go over to the pylon and you reach forward to flip the main breaker, and the professor's hand just sort of quickly grabs yours and says, "No, wait. If we turn this back on, I can't guarantee that she may still be broadcasting down there. If we turn this on immediately, and they recognize that it's still going, the stream, and she's not there, or worse, they see all of you down there. We might be in even bigger trouble.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So, if I like go over to the hole, can I see them all like if I like lay down on my stomach and I'm like kind of like peeking through the hole, can I see where they all are?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I'm just gonna shout down. I'm gonna say, hey y'all, Doc said it might not be a good idea to turn the pylon on just yet, because then we could start back up a stream, and if they see all of us in there, or they don't see Penelope down there, it might put up some red flags. So if we at least want to see what happens when the pylon turns on, I think what might be a good idea is, Penelope, if you're comfortable with it, why don't you just sit down where you normally do when you're doing your stream, and then all of us can, why don't we come back up here and kind of just look and see what's going on from up top of this hole. That's just a suggestion.
I mean, my viewers are waiting for me. I suppose they do want to. No, wait. Why do I care? Wait, what? Wait. No. This doesn't. No. I'm. This. I can't. Why do I want to care so much about streaming right now? I don't. I've been living in a hole for 3 years. What?
Did you get hired by these people?
I mean,
she mentioned something about occupations being handed out by the state.
Yeah, well, yes. It was how they deemed that I could best contribute to our great unified society.
This is the Great Unified Society. Go ahead.
Hey, Penelope. Can you just break off, if you're comfortable? Again, I'm not trying to push you anyway, but can you just break off, like, I don't know, like 30 seconds on like what a normal stream sounds like? Like, what do you talk about? Like, can you just give us 30 seconds of what you do during the stream?
Yeah, sure. Let me just start my intro. Hey, everybody. Welcome back, my little elflings. Welcome to Evelyn's stream. Today, we're going to be playing some Moonwater Mountain. Sorry, you know me. I'm so just like off my rocker sometimes. But yeah, we're going to play some Moonwater Mountain, and then I'm going to do a little outfit try on for you, and then we're just going to chat about how great some of my sponsors' products are, and the link down to buy them is right below. And I guarantee you, they're great quality, and you'll know that you'll be buying a product made by great people.
Who are your sponsors?
Well, that's the IOC and Netocratic state of course, the people who run the Entertainiverse.
And what are you selling?
Just great quality, affordable PC peripherals, gaming gear.
I think you mentioned umbrellas last time.
Umbrellas. Yeah. Oh, you watched the stream? Oh my God.
No, you were in a state when we got you out of that bag, and you mentioned that you needed to sell more of them.
Is any of the equipment that you promote from them, is this like VR equipment?
Well, that was, wait, hold on now. Are you a streamer too? Because I'll be honest, the only way you were gonna know about the headset we have coming out is if you well, I mean, I guess it's out of the bag now, is if you signed that that NDA and got a sample yourself, you did.
Okay.
I have a really weird question. What year do you think it is?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. Okay. So
no.
this is a
no.
very deep lore related question towards the Retroverse.
Let's start.
And I'm
Yeah, what year actually is it canon?
what
right
year
now?
actually is it canon? This is the very odd thing about the Retroverse. Is that, I guess, truth be told, there are like calendar events are like where they base their like main calendar off of is kind of squiffy, right? Because everything is in this sort of stasis. You have references to like technologies that haven't really changed over the course of time for thousands of years. Like an 8-track player is still an 8-track player this year or 10,000 years ago. Like it's not. Everything is in this weird like progression, like locked progression state. So for them, they don't necessarily put like an exact. Don't have a very low number, I should say. They don't have a very low number for years. So if I were to think about based on what I'm going to use, which is like when people think the mega hit movie rental stores like popped up, which I think would be the one singular unifying event. I would say this would be the year, and let's lock it in, 30,682. No. 31,982, because then would be 1982.
Wait, 31,000.
982. Thank you, Mike. Yes, that's exactly right.
Thank you.
Okay.
31. Okay.
We could also make it. Hold on, and let me see.
And year one would have been when the blockbusters popped up, essentially.
Yeah. Now I'm debating whether we could do that, or it could be year 8,675,309. It could be. Thank you, Brain.
I'm so curious about the discrepancy between those two numbers.
Well,
because,
just a slight rounding error.
If we go with the second one, then it would be the year 8675.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
31982 a reference to?
I just picked the number of like tens of thousands of years that would make sense for how long ago.
I see.
And then 1982.
Oh, sure. Okay.
The Jennian calendar.
Jennian calendar's really good.
Jennian calendar. Oh my god.
God damn it, Michael.
We could say that we
so
are
funny.
currently on the Jennian calendar, and supposedly when we get to the year 8675309, the universe explodes.
That honestly,
you just created a new cult.
You just created a new. That's great.
That's
great.
That's a new religion
perfect.
now. Yeah.
No, that's perfect.
There we go.
All right.
So we are in that calendar, and we haven't gotten to 8675309.
No, that's millions of years away. That's like 7 million something years away.
Yeah.
8
The
million
Jennyists believe that when we reach the year 8,675,309, that's the end of the world.
Creators
vampires will sweep over.
Take note.
Yeah, literally, it's literally the Mayan 2012
Yes.
thing. That's so funny.
But yes, that's what she tells you. But she's like, and I mean, I know that's funny. Sorry, it took me a second to say that because I always want to say it's like 1993. She says.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, I'm not trying to rush us or anything. I know there's kind of like a bigger thing going on here. However, I will say I don't know how long the captain's going to wait for us, and we do need to get back to the boat eventually.
And also, sooner or later, they are going to come and figure out what happened to their drones and probably, try and kill us again.
I am curious about one other thing, which is because I know that there were pylons that were already not powered up. And I'm curious to see if we dig up what's underneath those, if anything of interest would be in there, or if it's only the ones that are on that have people actively in them who are probably also streaming just like she was before she got pulled out of the ground.
We did see one turn on while we were here that went from offline to online. I'm assuming that there is downtime for like sleeping, bathing, using the bathroom, so on and so forth. And maybe those ones, maybe some of them at least, are in that state.
What? Hey Penelope, what was your stream schedule like?
Oh, I would stream every day. Depending, so we had to coordinate obviously with the Entertainiverse agents to make sure we don't like steal people's audience members and things like that. But sometimes I would stream for 6-8 hours a day. Just a regular sort of schedule.
Yeah. So it could be that every time one streamer went offline, whether the pylon is the thing that powers the whole thing, could be one of them drones or robot. Once a streamer reached whatever their time limit was, maybe they flew on over here and turned off their access to the outside world so that they didn't ask any questions or anything. But that's just a hypothesis.
What kind of questions would we want about the outside world? It's a barren wasteland. What are you talking about?
Well, you might ask things like, why haven't I left my apartment in 3 years?
There it is.
Exactly. And why haven't I seen anybody other than the people that I talk to online?
Is my mom okay?
Well, I mean, I gave up trying to find out if my family's okay years ago. I honestly don't think I'll ever see them again.
I am curious about if we can rip the hard drive out of her computer so that we can search it from another location.
We might be able to just take the whole computer. We'll see.
I mean, we might be able to just take the computer with us, but I want to know what is on her computer. I want to know, are there things that are blocked off, that she doesn't have access to on there? Does it have access to anything other than just a live stream? If there's more information that we can find out about what this place is and what is going on and who's behind all this, I feel like it might be worth searching. But obviously not here because we're not really safe to stay here long term.
Hey, Zen, could you ask the professor how much longer you think we have?
Yeah. Hey, professor, did you hear that?
Yes. Generally speaking, the INS we gave those drones a hell of a time. It wouldn't be unlikely that they would have some sort of main central operating base or headquarters from which that might be manned. It might completely be unmanned, as most of their facilities are. That shouldn't be too far away from here. Now, I would think, given the flight conditions of those, and judging by the wind and the wind speed, you did not.
But also, let's say 5 minutes. Hey, let's say 5.
That's
being
we should
safe.
Grab everything that you think we're gonna need. Let's mosey on back to the ship.
Penelope, we're gonna grab your shit, okay?
Yeah, we're gonna steal from you, and you have a choice whether you're gonna get on this boat with us or continue living in a hole where drones might murder you.
Well, I don't want to live in a hole. I don't know if I can trust you.
I just have one more question. Do you think Rocky has any way to detect whether there are any tracking devices inside this computer?
Oh man, that's a good question. Oh man, I don't know. I can Rocky,
or can we maybe
like,
do
what
an
do you think?
investigation or something?
Rocky can make an investigation check. Yeah, sure. Zen, if you want to roll that.
Any way we can give Rocky the help action?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, I'm a robot. Maybe
dark,
I should give him.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Yeah, done.
And I also have proficiency with investigation, so maybe that would help.
I just gotta pull up the stat block for Rocky real quick. Okay. Oh man. All right. Well, granted, the stat block that I use for Rocky is just a Panther stat block, and Panthers in D&D 5e have a -4 intelligence.
Well, now he wouldn't have a -4, so we can just use yours. Just use yours.
You want me? Okay, we'll use my intelligence.
We're gonna assume that the robot
investigation
is at
and he
least
could
as
assist
smart as the
me if
human.
that's better, but
it's up to you. Yeah, I mean, what's Cassie's intelligence? Or
I
guess
have a +2 to intelligence, and I have proficiency with investigation, so it would give me a +4 altogether to my roll.
Yeah, why don't you make the roll, and Rocky will assist.
Yeah,
okay.
there we go.
Anyway,
so do I roll with advantage?
Yes, you do.
Okay. All right, let's see. What do I get? Oh, well, the first roll was a 19, so that's a 23.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 23.
Perfect. Okay. So as you sort of unscrew this case, right, and you sort of just like are checking the internals of this tower, the tip of Rocky's tail just sort of like plugs into one of the internal ports of the motherboard, and just gives it some, like, just some power to just kind of boot up, and run like just very, very standard like diagnostic, like BIOS diagnostics, things like that. And he's also scanning the internals for like any little bugs and devices like that. And he says, "Well, Cassie, I have found no bugs to speak of. However, I would like to say that the architecture of the equipment in this tower must be some sort of proprietary make, and also I'm running into some very interesting OS choices and BIOS architecture choices that are not familiar to me."
I think I don't know. I personally think it's worth taking so we can search it once we get out of here for more information, if that's a risk that y'all are willing to take.
Yeah, man, whatever.
I don't think they would be able to track us, at least if we keep it off. However, I don't know if this computer would even be able to successfully connect to the Arcane Eye network. Which makes me wonder how they were doing it in the first place.
I don't know. I vote let's take it with us and see if we can find anything on it when we get on the boat.
Yep, let's do it. Yep.
Even if we have to wait longer than getting on the boat, we bring it with us, because sooner or later this is going to pay off in some way.
Mm-hmm.
As
to whether or not the e-girl comes with us, as far as I'm concerned, it's up to her. Like, we're the only way off this rock. We've ruined her life if we leave her here. So it would kind of be shitty to tell her no. But at the same time, if she doesn't want to go, we can't make her.
Yeah. Well, I think she'll probably come with us.
As you pull the PC and like unplug everything and pull the tower away from the little cubby hole where she had it, she's like, "Oh, careful! I did all the LED lighting inside of it myself. Careful now."
All right. Well, we're getting out of here before those things come back. If you want to come with us, you're more than welcome to. I feel like if you stay here, probably not the best idea for you.
Well, that has all my fan fiction on it, and I'm not going anywhere until I finish everything I've downloaded to read. So I'm going with you, and I'm also not staying here. It's too cold, and I frankly don't know where I would go anyway, and
Well, the cold thing is going to still be a problem for a little while, so I recommend you grab your blanket and maybe a stuffed animal, pillow, something.
Yeah.
Grab whatever you think you're going to need, but definitely consider that we're about to be on a boat in a snowstorm.
Actually, hey, Penelope, grab a blanket but here, and Zen will take off his poncho that he's wearing, and we'll like toss it to her and say, you can have this. Half of me is metal, so I'm already like half cold, like constantly. So,
look, I'll be fine. I've been skiing once or twice. I'll be fine.
No, take the poncho, dude.
Yeah. Just take the poncho. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right, let's grab the PC. Let's grab whatever shelf-stable rations she has in her fridge, and let's get the hell out of here.
Okay. You load up on things. She has like 4 plushies under her arm. She's not carrying a lot of like essential items, but yes, she loads up on some things that have sentimental value to her. And she reaches in a drawer and grabs a little picture and like stuffs it in her pocket. And she just sort of gets up out of the hole with you and starts sort of looking around the sky for any other drones or quadcopters or anything. And just begins peeling off in the direction of wherever you guys want to go, which I'm assuming is south towards the boat.
Yeah. Professor, are you good with those pylons?
Yes, I believe I am. It seems as though I do have some sort of revelation. It seems as though these pylons are not directly connected to the Arcane Eye network. They seem to be part of some huge local area network, like they were each a node going somewhere else. Because, quite frankly, nothing in this equipment here signifies itself as a modem of some sort. Just router equipment.
Do we want to turn this back on before we leave? Like, turn it on, run to the ship, see what happens?
I think it's best.
I always choose chaos, so
whatever you wish to do, it's up to you.
What is the range that Mage Hand has on it? Let me double check, because I can always have it do it while we're already kind of. It's 30 feet. So.
I love when one of us suggests something unhinged, and then I just look at Braden's stream, and it's just.
Amazing.
Set my jaw, look off camera.
I also have my little imps. What is the range they can be away from me?
I think like a mile.
Mixed berry scone.
Find familiar.
It's Pillsbury cream cheese.
Okay, while it's within 100 feet of me, I can communicate with it telepathically. I don't know though if there's like a range of it. It has to be within a certain range, or it like disappears. But I know I have at least 100 feet to play with.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find that information.
Tara's drawing. I spiritually connect with this girl.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good.
I know her.
I think I knew this girl in high school.
I know her.
That's so funny. So it just says that in order for me to be able to communicate telepathically with it has to be within 100 feet of me, but that it can see like up to whatever the normal range of whatever a creature is. I don't know if there's like a distance limit we want to put on it for like it'll disappear if it goes within outside a certain range from me, but
yeah, we could figure that out. I don't know if that question needs an answer like right now, but
yeah,
we can.
but we can say like I can summon one of my imps. We can start heading toward the boat, and once we're about 100 feet away, I can have it flip on the thing and then fly off toward us or have it dismiss or whatever.
Yeah. Real quick, let's have a little break and then we'll be back in like 5 minutes. How about that?
Okay.
And then we'll move on. Ooh, orange wine.
I've never had this one
tomorrow
before.
To drink.
The what? Who?
You said you're waiting for until tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I'm
drink?
waiting till tomorrow. I was
Yeah.
like, you make me. I'm like, you're gonna make me want some wine like right now, but I'm like trying to wait.
I've never had this one before. It's pretty good. It's not. It's good. It's like really crisp and citrusy. There's this one orange wine that we had at my old bar that I really loved because it was super floral. And now every time I drink orange wine and it doesn't taste like that, I'm like disappointed.
I have one that's like that too.
It's good though. It's very crisp.
Welcome back to Wine Wednesdays.
Welcome back to Wine Wednesdays, everyone. So, okay. Yes. As you start sort of marching back south towards the boat,
the pigtails.
Penelope, Penelope like grabs a scarf and just sort of like starts wrapping it around her head, particularly covering her elf ears, which are starting to get like a little red at the tips, just from how cold it is. And she trudges along with you. It takes you not super too long because you were practically right at the edge of the island anyway, right? She has a little trouble climbing down the pathway down the cliffside to the beach. She gets in the boat, which, you know, with now 6 individuals, it is a little cramped, and you all have like some of her stuff, especially the PC, like on top of you. The little dinghy is sitting a little lower in the water than it probably should, but you do manage to get back to the boat, and you can see the captain just at the standing at the railing on the port side, just looking at you, pipe just hanging out of his beak, and he's just sort of shaking his head, and you can see the little pelican flap, like skin flap, just sort of warble as he shakes his head like disappointingly at you all. And he helps you get back up, and he pulls you up onto the boat, and he's like, I knew you'd all be trouble.
Yeah, you love it though.
Love is a very strong word, lass.
Oi, we be back.
Yeah, you be, don't you? so,
Let me just ask, before we get into anything further, how good are you at counting?
Wait, who are you asking that?
The captain.
Can you count past 5?
I can know me arithmetic, I do.
Okay, so there's no chance that we can just pretend that we were always this number of people.
No, absolutely not. I wasn't born crawling out of the ocean yesterday.
I mean, you'd be surprised sometimes.
Listen, Cap. Isn't like your whole thing like no man left behind? We couldn't just leave her there. Look at her. She wouldn't survive. She's an e-girl. She has no survival skills.
An e-girl living in a hole.
Yeah.
Well,
She's a landlubber. She has no survival skills. She has no sense of self-preservation. You want us to just leave her to die?
no, he kind of shuffles his little booted webbed foot on the ground. He's like, no, I guess we can't be leaving the little lady out there on that island to suffer and get freezing and whatever caused that gunfire, what I heard.
That was mostly us.
Everything seems to be
Elbows
mostly
him,
you,
like,
don't
Shut
it?
up, don't tell him that.
Well, look, I think we best be off. Or they sick one of them missile drones on us.
I think that's a great idea.
Yep.
So, he gets her sort of set up
You in the side, like,
in
stop
like
telling him things.
in one of the cabins, just for her comfortability, and she thanks him. She thanks you all, and she just sort of sits there on her little hammock and cot, again another cot, and just sort of looks out the porthole at the island as you spool up the engine and start trudging away.
So, I go up to her. So does this land look familiar to you at all? Is this where you come from? Because you said stuff about a barren wasteland. Is this your world?
No, it's not. But the snow sure does make me miss Colorado.
Colorado.
Hey, Adam.
Yes.
I don't know what to say to that.
Where the fuck is Colorado in the retroverse?
None of your characters have ever heard of a land, nation, state, place, town named Colorado.
Oh no, this is a goddamn isekai. Oh no. This is an isekai and the e-girl is the protagonist. Oh no.
Stop, don't.
The NPC is the protagonist.
No.
I wouldn't do that to y'all. NPC being the protagonist, no.
She was skiing in Colorado and she fell off a mountain and she wound up in another world.
Okay, I'm like, oh, okay. Damn, yeah. I don't really have a home, so like I kind of feel you, but I kind of don't. But now you can go on all these really cool adventures to different places. You can see the retroverse.
So, is there more out there than just the Iosian netocratic state?
Yeah, man. There's malls.
Wait, hold on. Wait, stop. Hold the phone. You're telling me you have malls here?
Well, not
Yeah,
here
Man,
specifically.
we're not savages.
Oh, thank God. Because honestly, I was going to lose myself if I couldn't go to like if I couldn't get into like a Hot Topic or like go find a Cinnabon or something like that. I was going to lose my mind.
I don't know
I'm
what
sorry.
any of that is.
Don't you mean what was the Hot Topic?
I
feel like I have it written
the-
I
down.
wrote it down. I wrote it
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Big
something-
issue. A big issue.
Big
Yeah,
issue.
Don't you mean big issue?
And croissant.
And
Yes.
she goes, no, I mean Hot Topic.
What? Well, I sure those will do, I guess.
Yeah, man, truly there's no escaping the far reaches of capitalism.
Well, unless
Blessing and a curse.
wait,
Unless
you do it right, like the Iosian Netocratic state does.
You lived in a hole in the ground.
Look, the slow realization of the fucked up shit I was probably going through for the last 3 years is growing on me, and I'm actively trying not to have a panic attack right now. So
I can appreciate that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't
fine.
sass you. You're right.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I have a lot to think about, and I honestly feel like I would like some alone time to figure out what is going on and what I want to do.
that's fair.
Yeah, man, you just gotta like reflect sometimes.
And truth be told, I am really tired. I just got out of a 96-hour subathon. So, I need to go to sleep.
Sorry. Everyone's reactions was great. That was out of character. That was just so good.
Fair enough.
It was oh.
I start to like her, and then she starts talking about 96-hour subathons, and I'm like, oh.
This poor
Maybe
girl.
she's
As I'm literally streaming on Twitch right now.
Yes, the irony. The fourth wall break is intense.
To be fair, we could have gone a lot more meta with this, and I'm kind of proud of you for showing some restraint.
Oh, we'll go meta. Oh, we will go meta. We will go meta eventually. I have no restraint. I barely have any restraints. The shit. Oh, the shit. Y'all are gonna get into. Anywho.
Go catch your skibbity Z's.
My aura is about to be so big. Oh my god. I'm getting that snore aura, baby. That snora.
Oh, I almost choked on my wine.
I'm gonna do that honk shoe real good.
I'm on my honk shoe me shit for real. Let's go.
For real.
Yes, Diva.
So, she sort of like gently waves you all away out of her little cabin, and she shuts the door. And yeah, that's kind of it. She also locks it. You do hear the click of the lock. Yeah. I mean, she doesn't know you people. So, for the rest of the time, you do, immediately after that, you do you do get you do see the professor run sort of like hurriedly walk. He can't really hoof it, but he hurriedly walks up to your group and says, I was just getting back to my equipment regarding the signal, and as our proximity seems to denote a strong direction. So I'm going to go up to the captain and see if I can get us as close as we can to some sort of disembarking point. Maybe there isn't a disembarking point. I don't know. It's quite a mystery to me. But I should warn you. The land that we are about to enter is extremely dangerous by all accounts. There's a ton. There's no life growing anywhere. There's no vegetation. It's all snow. It's sheets of ice, chasms. It's quite dangerous. So all of the equipment that I brought for this Arctic expedition is necessary, and you should familiarize yourselves with it. For the last day, I'm certain that the captain wouldn't want to try to be fishing in these non-data polluted waters anyway. And he's right. As you've been sort of puttering along, the water has started to clear up. It turns into this more cold ocean vibe. The waves are actually cresting now instead of this weird like sort of bell curve that they've been making. You can hear the ocean. You actually start to see the fins of like normal orcas, not like hollow beast orcas and things of that nature. You will see out in the distance at some maybe at some like mini like half a mile away, you will see a pod of like plesiosaurs lift their necks out of the water and like dive back in, which is par for the course. This area does have prehistoric, what we on Earth would consider prehistoric sort of fauna and flora that does sort of roam the various climes of the quadrant you are in now, called Hyperborea.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed the part. There's prehistoric flora fauna. We are no longer in Arctic.
You are in Arctic. You're not in. So if we were to, where's do I have a Rubik's cube? I don't have a Rubik's cube. So if we were to look at one face of the Rubik's cube, you were in the very top left little square. Sure. And now you've moved into the center top square. Okay. And that line where the water turns, there's actually an almost very clear line if you look out the horizon north and south of you along that way. There's like a very clear split between where the water is just basic Arctic Ocean looking with like icebergs and everything, and where the water is this dark viscous liquid with the ones and zeros and everything. It's part of the underlying fabric of whatever reality, of whatever rules
I think I understand. Yeah, and then so sorry, is the ones and zeros kind of the quote unquote like transition part of the water that then would become more of what like prehistoric water would look like?
Sure. Yes. I think I understand what you're asking, and yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So the ones and zeros signify kind of in a Rubik's cube the black divide between each square.
Oh, I see. I see what you're asking. There is, in terms of like a physical break, you can't. There is no like real line.
I see.
It's sort of like a slight bleed over, like a very murky bleed over. But there is a pseudo line where it's like the ones and zeros I'm talking about are if you pulled up a bucket of this liquid from the other body of water, and you pulled it up and you sat it down and you looked at it, you would see ones and zeros floating around in the water.
Okay.
And you would see like little lines of code and things like that. If you like, you could pour that out. Like, it is present in there, whether it's by magic or technomancy or some other. It's likely based in the element that, because there is a code element, just like how fire is an element, water is an element. This is the code element here. And
it's like alphabet soup, but more binary.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Right. And if you pulled up a bucket of like on the other ocean, it would just be really cold, salty water.
Okay.
That's what that is.
Because it transitioned, I'm just kind of going over so we transitioned from kind of the glass-like water into actual Arctic water, into now code water.
Well, so the glass-like code water, the glass-like water and the code-like water are the same thing. It just had, the code-like water had shards of glass floating in it. That's what the glassbergs were about. And this is now cold Arctic water that you are now in.
And that caloric water is part of the network thing, the entertainment like weird zone we were crossing through.
Yes, that is exactly right. You are so close to guessing the origin of why that is, and I'm so excited.
I already have a theory, because I have a theory.
Very good. I
have a theory.
Very good. I'm excited. But yes, no.
There's definitely a reason why there's no code in that water, and also the fact that we rescued a girl from Colorado.
Well, yes. So, as you continue, sort of steaming off to the east, every once in a while you're hit by like this buffet of like icy wind. And it's unnerving. It's chilling to the bone. So you bundle up some more. Half of you take turns down in in sort of the body of the ship, sort of prepping expeditionary gear. You find ice picks, hiking ice, like definitely Arctic weather jackets and things like that. You find boots with like. You find snow boots. You find boots with like cleats on them for extra grip on slippery surfaces. You don't see any there are no expeditionary like vehicles. That you don't have like a snowmobile or anything with you. There's no place to really pack it. This is going to be a walking expedition, you feel. And each of you probably has, including the professor, is probably carrying something like 30, 40 pounds of like gear and equipment with you at all times. That includes food, rations.
Do we take a penalty to like our speed?
I'm going to say, because I hate dealing with encumbrances in D&D anyway, I'm going to say no, but I'm going to say no, and I say those weights and things to impress upon you the pace to expect with which you travel.
I see.
Because we can drop our pack and then move our normal speed if combat comes up. So we don't necessarily need to care about encumbrance when it comes to tactics, but when it comes to moving the story and moving us, it's going to slow down a little.
Thank you, Pat. That's pretty much exactly what I'm sort of communicating here.
Cool.
And so you do that for the rest of the sort of like half a day. Nightfall comes, just sort of standard dinner. You all sit around the sort of little mess in the boat as the captain is upstairs at the helm. He has made for you a sort of fish soup with a very fresh catch from this water here, and it's something akin to I would say like trout or like cod, a very sort of basic like. I guess is trout whitefish, redfish. I think it's whitefish. Anywho, a very basic like whitefish sort of soup. But you're all sitting around this table, and the professor has laid out, sort of has his notebook laid out, and he's going through just sort of the plan as it stands. The captain is going to plan to drop you off at the nearest sort of disembarkable location with ease, because sometimes you get these glacier walls that you can't climb, but sometimes you'll get these like rocky beaches, things of that nature. And he's going to drop you off. You're going to have about a week to get to the place, do whatever research gathering you want, figure out what this anomaly is, if there's anything there of value or importance, or by value also meaning could be dangerous if it's left there, and you'll have that remaining amount of time to get back before he leaves, because the captain is not going to sit there and wait for you forever. There is an agreed upon sort of cutoff time where he's going to, unless he sees you on the horizon, he's going to assume you've all died, and that's it. You are done, gone. He's not coming back. And you have to find a way out of this area on your own pace with whatever rations and supplies you have left.
Okay.
I think that's when we turn on the computer that probably has a tracking device in it.
I mean, if you can find a way to power it, yes, that is true. I mean, he does have some way, some very high capacity batteries that are probably powered by some sort of nuclear, whatever,
heavily
regulated nuclear battery or whatever bullshit. Yes, heavily regulated material, probably of his own devising, that can power his equipment at the very least. And so it could ostensibly power at least a desktop PC. Whether or not you can get that PC to connect to anything also might take some finagling of his communications equipment. But that is a worry for when you absolutely need help.
Yep.
At the moment, as the dawn breaks after your dinner and laying out all of the sort of planned division of supplies amongst all of you, as dawn breaks on the next day, the sun rises over this body of land that is in front of you. It is an icy tundra wasteland, much like the island, except way more expansive, and about a state of Texas length away, almost. We'll say half the state of Texas length away. You can see on the horizon these enormous mountains that just befuddle anything you could have imagined. If you even look at, say, the Himalayas, imagine that, as an exaggeration, being a little facetious, but Mount Everest, double that, and just a line of those, a whole range of those. It's immense. You all know, if those of you who've been in the Retroverse for for all of your lives. Know those to be the Acer Peaks. That's AE or A, A slash E, like the little ash symbol. SIR Peaks, which is the very northern border of Hyperborea. And it's also the northern border of the Yanaguni Empire and the United Jarldoms of Isgard. Those two nations. And they are, just a little backstory on them, they're generally extremely difficult to pass over. You might get lucky, find a really narrow path. Those are usually kept very secret by the locals. You'll probably have to find a guide somewhere, hopefully on this side by some like nomadic Norse tribe that would be able to help you. Or if you just know that getting back home that way is gonna be a pain in the ass. It might be doable, but it's gonna be a pain in the ass if like things go wrong. From here, you can't really see further off, kind of to the south, because that mountain range sort of extends and gets a little bit, trails off a little bit too smaller. Now we're talking about Mount Everest-sized peaks up until it hits the Iocian Peninsula. And then you know that whole peninsula is just a flat glass-like surface for many, many hundreds of square miles. But you do come upon this sort of icy glacial beach where you can see like little islands of like ice, of like sheet ice breaking off one another. Now the Codebreaker is a pretty sturdy vessel. Luckily her hull can double as sort of an icebreaker hull to a degree, but she can't penetrate too far deep because she's not like a huge like oceanic faring research vessel. She's just a fishing boat, just a fishing trawler. So you hear the grinding of the ice as it bumps up against the hull, and finally you hear the captain sort of rev the engine down, and he goes down to you all and says, "All right, that's about as far as I be taking you in. Remember, you get 1 week, and I'm out of here."
What are you gonna do while we're gone?
Well, hopefully I won't get spotted by no wary fire patrolling drones who might be wondering if I seen someone landing on some island a little farther back. Might do some fishing, might do some writing. I do fancy myself a little writer every now and then. Got a couple of works on fan fiction that I'm wanting to publish, so I just keep them on a little hard drive.
You and Penelope have stuff in common.
Really now, do you tell me that she reads fan... Well, maybe she knows me. Alright, I might have her. If she's not going with you, which, I'll be honest, looking at the lass, she might not be the adventuring type, but I have judged people wrong many times in my life, that be truth.
Captain, be ye well known in ye fan fiction communities.
I be do. I make a bit of my name for myself on CO4.
That's mighty impressive, yeah.
There you go. Very nice. Sometimes I take commissions, but that's for the more spicy things, if you get my meaning.
Whoa!
Oh God, get me off of this fucking boat.
So, oi, that be true. That be true. Moby Dick fanfiction, if you get my meaning. Anyway, so.
Big whale penises.
Alrighty, let's get off this boat. As you do.
I'm uncomfy.
All right. Yes, we're gonna get off the boat. We're gonna get off the boat. So, you get there's no need to get in the little dinghy. There's like a little ladder that you can sort of get on and crawl down on the other side, and easy peasy get things off as you load things. There is like the little crane, right, that he can use to pull up like a net, like the net that you sort of trail behind you. He sort of rigs that to be able to lower a bunch of the equipment packs and all that stuff that you'll need. You are all dressed as warmly as you possibly can be for this, but it's going to be a lot of snow, a lot of walking, and a lot of the professor huddled over a little handheld device with a little green LCD screen that has like looks like the little radar or like the Wi-Fi sort of symbol and like a radar beep. It just beeps every once in a while. So he's just like huddled over that, looking as you all sort of progress forward. Let me actually make a couple of rolls here. Okay. Hold off. Okay. As you head east, for the first 5 hours of travel, it's actually quite pleasant. There's no blizzard in your face. There's no snow. You're just trudging over the snow. It's kind of sunny. However long a day lasts here is a little murky. You haven't had to do any significant like rock climbing. However, the more perceptive among you are able to catch spots that are clearly just snowed over chasms that could travel for hundreds of feet, if not miles, down into the ice, and whatever is down there is just death, probably falling down one of those. That's the most likely thing that can happen. Your snow boots are faring well. You stop for only to like catch your breath. It's the Arctic air just sort of bites your lungs. You break open a couple of like ready to eat rations. You haven't spotted a wind shielded place in order to really make a camp, to make any sort of like actual like true rest stop. But after you have your quick meals, you trudge out again for another 4 hours. This is 10 hours of marching, and you find this rocky outcropping, and you can see ahead of you the clouds are dark, and you can see the first flakes of snow as they start whipping past you and getting stronger and stronger. And it's about here that the professor recommends that you all camp and just set up and like wait out this storm and wait out for the night.
Okay.
So you set up these two tents. They are blazing orange, right? And they are large enough to fit 3 people per, at least, so you can break off into a group of 3 or a group of 2, just whatever you wish. For sleeping, this is all about sleeping arrangements. You all can sort of sit inside one and like hang out and chill if you so choose. That's not an issue. But because of the danger and because of the types of creatures that do appear, in these places after your meal, the professor does recommend that you take turns on watch.
Great.
Yep.
Okay. So who's going to
Anyone have any
be
preferences?
I was gonna say, if we want, one tent can be the professor, Zen, and gosh, so sorry. The professor, Zen, and Doyle. I don't know why I
was about to say, did you forget my name?
Character's name. I did. Yeah, I don't know why I always forget Doyle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think one tent can be the professor, Zen, and Doyle, and then the other tent can be Cassie and Ivy. And Rocky can actually stay with y'all in that tent. And Rocky doesn't technically have to sleep, so Rocky can be on watch the full night.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Rocky can be on watch the full night. Do you all agree to that?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Braden, I'm going to ask you to make 3 perception checks for Rocky.
Cool. Okay.
And I want you to tell me what they are in order of how you rolled them.
Sure. First one is a unnatural 20.
Okay.
Second one is a 16.
Okay.
Third one is a 13.
Okay.
And that was it. Yeah, just 3.
That's it. Just the 3. Okay. So you all get some. You all can stay up a little late doing whatever you want to. Rocky's been watching and has been reporting back. Anytime he thinks he sees something like suspicious, which most of the time it's usually like a roaming pack of wolves way off in the distance, or he just hears a sound and he's like, oh no, everything's fine. But in the early morning hours before you all wake up, we're talking about like 4-5 a.m. It is deathly cold, and Rocky sort of like takes his jaws, his like teeth and like his mechanical teeth, and like slightly unzips the tent to poke his head in, and his head is just absolutely covered in snow. It is blizzarding outside. And he looks at you, Zen, and he says,
sir, you might want to come see this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do I need to do I need to suit up, or you think I'm all right?
I think it might be best if you don't. If you make yourself as least visible as possible.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Lead the way. Lead the way, buddy.
Okay.
And yeah, Zen will get up to follow Rocky.
Okay. As you get up to follow Rocky, you're sort of staying low, and you hear, like, way off in the distance, like I would say a couple of 100 feet or so, you hear like really hyper, like high energy sounding, like jazzercise music,
wet.
And then, so make me a perception check.
Okay. Let's see. My perception is not as good as Rocky's, so let's see how this goes.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Oops. In the box, Brady. In the box. Oh my God. That's a nat 20.
Hey, ayo. All right. It catches
That's
this.
nat 20. So
Nice. This visual catches your attention immediately. As you look forward through the blizzard, you catch glimpses of a figure way out in the middle of this icy field, the snowy icy field. And it seems to be wearing it has like this dark cyan skin. It seems to be wearing like fur cuffed boots, like fur and leather bracers, and it's wearing a sort of striped teal and dusty pink, what looks like a sort of like a exercise onesie. You can see it is wearing these headphones on its head, and it seems to have like some sort of music player on its hip, and like a fanny pack on the other side of its hip, and it's sitting there doing stretches, and like seems to be doing like a sort of like exercise, like aerobics routine. And then it starts doing jumping jacks, and every time it lands, the ground shakes beneath your feet.
Oh shit. Oh God. Guys, hey, everybody, wake up. We gotta move now. We gotta get out of here. Everybody get up. Let's go.
What's going on?
It doesn't matter. Grab your stuff. We gotta go. We gotta run now.
Okay, all right, fuck.
You all, and as soon as you turn back to look at the figure, you see it pull up this. You see it unzip its fanny pack, and it reaches in, and it pulls out by the foot what looks to be a limp humanoid corpse, and it just drops it in its open mouth.
Yep.
And
We gotta go.
And it brings up this now that you realize it's some huge ass giant. It brings up this enormous plastic squeeze bottle of it can be water because it's frozen, but it just like opens its mouth and just squirts the contents
Everclear.
Fucking Everclear. I mean, yeah, for real. It starts continuing to do its jazzercise routine.
Oh shit. Okay, guys, come on. All right, we gotta. It doesn't see us right now, but we gotta get a move on. I'm afraid the more this thing exercises and does jumping jacks, I think we may have an avalanche or something on our hands. We gotta get going for sure for right now.
All right,
Professor,
all right,
is this
Yep.
Is this the thing you brought us? Is this the thing you brought us out here for? Is this the thing that you think is causing the seismic reactions?
Lord, no, but that is an ice giant. We must be out of here really quick.
Jazzercising.
Yes, that's what I said. We need to go now.
We quickly gather up all of our things and we got to just hurry. And be quick about it and stealthy.
Yep.
So make stealth checks, everyone.
Oh Jesus.
Can we
Also,
sort of pair up and give help actions?
Yes, you can. I'll allow it.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Also, Adam, are we sure it's an ice giant or is it an ice giant?
Ow. Ow, that hurt.
Yeah.
Oh
but
no.
yeah.
Oh no. That's not
But
good.
you know what? That was very good, Brayden. It was very good.
Thank you.
It's very good. All right,
I
what are
rolled
the
an 8.
results?
25.
25. Okay, that's pretty good.
Is this with help? So that means I get to roll again?
Yes.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry,
better.
I did
That's
math
better.
wrong. 24.
23.
23,
Nope, that
24.
was not better.
Mm-hmm.
No, Cassie, no.
Mm-hmm.
Zen got a 17. Rocky got a 21.
All right, great, perfect. Cassie, what did you get?
A solid 6.
All right. You, as you're gathering up the gear,
Nice
you
jail for you.
you start to pick up you start to pick up one of the this boombox that the professor has brought along with him for entertainment and also to listen to like his classical music. And it sort of falls and like it just falls in a way that it starts playing very loudly. And luckily the professor is able to like make a dive and like click it off real quick as you all freeze holding various bags, crates, and like everything. And you look at the ice giant and you see it pause and it looks and it reaches down. You can see it has a huge like
Walkman.
a huge Walkman. And it kind of reaches past its Walkman to pick up, to like unsheath a knife. And then you see it think to grab the knife. And then it goes and it just like scrolls a wheel up on the Walkman to turn the sound up. And it starts like heavy jazzercising, heavy aerobics, and which causes the sort of like slope of snow above you to begin to crumble and fall down. So I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Listen, we don't know that she's evil, all right?
If we don't have anything for a saving throw, do we just add our dex?
Yes.
Or is it just a straight roll? Okay.
Yes. If you not specifically a saving throw you just roll straight dex.
If Into the Woods taught me anything, it's that giants can be good, okay? Witches can be right, giants can be good. We don't know that she's evil. Anyway.
I got
it. Dear God.
I got a 21. I'm assuming I'm going to be digging everyone out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, first roll on that die. Natural 1.
Oh, no. No. Okay. You... All right. So it will take them a bit to get Charlotte and Cassie, or I guess Ivy and Cassie out of... Oh, Brayden, what did you roll?
Zen got a... 19, and then Rocky got a +2, 14.
Okay, so Rocky's also buried in there as well.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the three of you, it's not bad.
In the snow.
Yeah, it's not bad. The three of you do take three force bludgeoning damage, I guess, from the impact of the snow hitting you all. And it's gonna take a bit to get you three out. So we're gonna make a who is going to help try and dig them out, because it's gonna. I mean, the professor is like desperately trying to dig.
What are the other options?
Leave them there. That's the
okay,
only other
I
option.
assume all of us are going to help.
Okay. I'm going to designate Doyle to be the roller here. So
that is not a good call.
It's going to be the professor is not proficient in strength. I will tell you that much.
Yeah, neither is Doyle. This should be a Braden roll.
All right, Braden, give me a strength roll, athletics to dig them out.
Okay.
I promise you, your athletics is better than mine.
No, for sure. I do need to check one thing very quickly. Because I am in my nobody form, and I just need to make sure that that doesn't affect any of my ability checks, which it doesn't. It looks like it just affects. Okay. Okay. All right. I can't. So the only thing is, I can't add my proficiency bonus to a saving throw, but this is not a saving throw.
That is technically
this is just
true.
a ability check, correct? Okay. And you said strength?
Strength. Athletics, specifically.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. That's cocked. There we go. That is a 15 plus 2, a 17.
All right, you were able to pretty quickly and efficiently dig them out in a short enough time to where they don't suffer from any like cold damage from like possible onset hyperthermia or hypothermia, et cetera, et cetera. So hyperthermia would be if there is a volcano involved. There is not a volcano involved yet. Yes, you are able to basically get them out, and you are all fine, but you do decide to very expeditiously move away from this area. And with that, we're going to take our final break of the night. It's going to be another 5-minute break, and then we'll be real quick right back for one more scene, and then we'll be fine and good to go.
Great.
Cool.
When the echo stops, is that the end of a line? Should I settle for just fine? I'm out of my mind, want the world to be mine. Sick of being trapped, all up in my cocoon. I can see my future, trust me I'll be there soon. I can't help you now, I know what you're I'm setting myself free to show the real me. I've had enough, it's rough, forget about what has been. I got my sights on new horizons, taking out the walls I built that kept me from this paradise. I got my sights on new horizons, new horizons. I've been lost before, but I always find my way. If it's no good, why should I stay? I'll run away. Today's my day. Outgrowing all of this, I can change my mind. I'm gonna shoot for more now and leave the past behind. Won't apologize, I know how hard I've tried. I'm setting myself free, so here's the real me. I've had enough, it's rough, forget about what has been. I got my sights on new horizons, taking out the walls I built that kept me from this paradise. I got my sights on new horizons, new horizons.
All right.
That is so cute, Tara.
Oh yeah, no, it's adorable.
Thank
I love
you.
it. Very well done.
I have
Your
to do
talents.
a kimono top now.
Yes, your talents are always just top notch. Talents and skill. Very good. All right. So, as you hurriedly escape the aerobicizing ice giant, who luckily has never noticed you, it impresses upon you that alone impresses upon you the kind of threats that sort of embody this region. The wolves that Rocky saw are one thing, and they are there. And you saw the plesiosaurs, but this is a wild region. Not unlike, I guess, in a way, it's comparable in some. This is out of character stuff. It's comparable to like Icewind Dale, if you're familiar with that setting. Yeah. But you do trudge along after sort of getting your getting all your clothes, your like cold weather gear back on and everything as you sort of like make your way. You didn't have time for breakfast. You're just trying to put distance because who knows where the den of the giant is, where it calls home. If there are others, you just want to move as quickly as possible. And it is you're met with a sort of blustery morning as the snow from last night the storm from last night continues to blow, but it doesn't rage as much as it was earlier. It sort of died down, so it's just fresh powder accumulating on the icy plain as you just sort of begin to cross, and you see out in the distance, you see a number of little mounds, like little sort of high peaked, snowy mounds, and they are it harkens back to the steel poles, like the spacing of the pylons before. You all have a little bit of a flashback. Oh God, or did we find more of them? But no, they're all snowed over, and they are all they're evenly spaced, but they're way further apart from one another. We're talking about 50 feet apart, in like a sort of another grid pattern.
How big are the mounds?
Oh, we'd say not very tall, like 7 feet, maybe. 7 feet from like your height. Like they're not huge, but they are regularly spaced enough that you notice that they are like that they stand out from the rest of the environment, the rest of view. Like they're not like a natural little rocky outcropping that is like randomly here or there. No, they are these snow mounds that are exact distances apart in a grid pattern.
I want to uncover one.
Okay, you walk forward, and Ivy, you kick something with your foot, and you trip and fall into the snow.
Okay.
And you hear like some. When you kicked it, you heard like something dislodge itself, and it sounded like kind of plasticky.
Okay. Then what?
Well, you can get up. You can check what you kicked. You can do nothing. Nothing else happens.
Okay, I get up. Say to everyone, should we check for traps?
Probably not a bad idea.
I mean, in general, usually good policy, but just in a snowfield, less practical.
I don't know what that was. I look behind me.
You look behind you. You see a gloved mitt hand sort of reaching up out of the snow, and next to it, it's in like a gripping position, frozen in a gripping position, and you see next to it is a little handheld camcorder.
Well, we should probably take that camcorder.
Definitely taking the camcorder.
Yeah. Right, we take the camera. I take the camcorder.
Right,
how old does his hand look?
It's definitely been there for I would say at least a few months. It's a gloved mitt. You actually, when you look at the mitt, you can see a tag, sort of like a price tag hanging off of it.
So weird. What's the price tag say?
The price tag says, I didn't think about what the price would be. Hold on, 1 second. I've got to look at
how much were mittens in the 80s?
Right. Whatever. I mean, I guess like a good mitten would be like maybe like a pair of maybe $10. I don't know. I don't really know mitten.
Hey, let's be real. In the 80s, a good pair of mittens were handmade.
Yo. That's true. That's true though. That's real true though. 1980. Yeah. All right. So like, I would say, yeah, definitely, probably somewhere in the range of like $20.
Okay. Weird.
So yeah, it's in 1999. 1999, and it doesn't have the usual credit symbol on it. It has on it, in front of the numbers, it has an S with a line through the middle.
The fuck is this? Professor, do you know what this is?
It's a mitten. I don't know what. I don't know.
Look at this price tag. There's a weird symbol. Are we in a different country?
Well, technically speaking, I guess it could have come from the Iosian Netocratic state. Truth be told, we don't know much about them. They're very hermetic, if you will. They don't get out much, and we don't know a lot about their inner economy. So it could very well belong to them, although how one of their citizens got out here, who knows? Maybe they were trying to escape.
Okay, let's grab this camcorder and go back to the original plan of uncovering the mound.
Ah, yes, the camcorder. It's very interesting. You look at the camcorder, it's a little scuffed up. All the buttons seem to be there, though it's powered off at the moment. But you take the camcorder, you put it in your pocket. You go up to one of the mounds, and you start digging through the snow. It takes you a little bit of time, not too long, before, as you're digging through with your hand just sort of bangs off of something metal. It's kind of, you wince a little bit, but as you slowly uncover it, you're looking at the top of a little overhanging street lamp with 4 individual break-off floodlights.
Huh? The top of a street lamp.
Mm-hmm. With 4.
We are very high up in the snow. This snow has fallen enough to cover the street lamps.
So weird. So weird. I wish we had a device that could do like massive digging instead of just our hands.
Technically, I think Rocky qualifies.
Or like if we were to blast shit into the snow to make holes, would we reveal more?
So, question about your imps and their ability to use fire. Like,
it's a good question. I mean, they're infernal, so I would assume. But I mean, I was just using a standard like imp stat block for them, which doesn't mention anything about fire. But being that they're infernal, I mean, defer to Adam on this probably.
They're imps, so they can still be used as manual labor.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Fire just would make it quicker and less manual.
There's probably there might be some ability that the imps have. I don't know if they have something as powerful as like Scorching Ray, but
no, probably not anything that. Yeah, because I mean, like on a traditional imp stat block, it just has like sting or invisibility as like their actions, and it has they can shape change into a rat, a raven, or a spider. They have Devil's Sight and magic resistance. That's all I see on here. I mean, they have immunity to fire, and it says that they speak infernal.
Adam, what did you say? The street lamp had 4 what attached to it? What was
4 floodlights. Breaking off on it. If you looked straight down, it would look like you're looking at a letter X, right, in a cross. They're breaking off in like a cross direction, pointing towards each floodlight. Kind of points generally, in generally kind of not perpendicular, but like it would point between the So if instead of a cross where it points to the next mound directly at it, it's sort of turned on 45 degrees to pointing towards like the middle area of where those mounds are. So it would be pointing towards the mound diagonal to it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't see anything on here.
No, I mean that's fine.
Doesn't
We just
fire.
we had the idea of dig under the snow and find out more, but I mean, I assume that this is a road of some sort based on the streetlights.
It could be, well, there would be many roads next to one another, the professor pipes up and says, indeed, we are quite close to the center of this anomaly.
Hey, the mounds are in a grid system, right?
Well, yes, except for that one huge central mound over there. But and you do look in there. The mounds sort of wrap around this central area.
Could this be like?
Yes,
could this
Zen.
be like a parking lot?
My God, Zen, you could have. Well, I believe you might have smashed that thing on the head. Indeed, it very well could be.
What? So then, what's the one in the center though? That's.
Well, my boy.
That's what I'm.
We're going. Looks like I guess we might have to find out because my meter is pointing directly to it, and as he sort of kicks the snow.
Surround
an arena,
possibly a store, possibly a mall.
theme
But
park.
I have a suspicion.
Wally World.
I have a suspicion about what might be under that mound. Might be what the professor has been looking for all this time.
Well, one can only hope.
We're here to dig, right?
Lucky. We are here to dig, except as he kicks the snow off of the rest of the body, which is dressed in very mismatched layers of clothing that almost all of them have price tags attached to them. He says, whatever we're going to, at least this poor fellow seems to be... Oh God. And as he uncovers further, the lower half of this individual's body is just gone. Torn away. Torn away in, like, not to get too graphic, but it's just gore and blood from, like, the waist down.
Sick.
It's like not a clean cut. It's like it's been ripped. Like it's been something's.
Do you want? You can make a nature check.
I mean, sure.
Sure.
Don't 7.
It doesn't take a rocket science to know that the word chomped would be applicable to this to the state that this wound is to this wound's origin.
Professor, did you? Did we bring any like shovels or anything like that with all this gear? Or
we did.
Do we have anything?
We did.
Okay.
One second. Ivy, what did you pick up off the ground there?
A camcorder.
Do you mind if we... I can see if I can turn it on.
Sure.
Good. Well, let's see. This is just a minor micro USB port. I have tons of those cables lying about. So he just kind of plugs it in. He presses the power button on as you all sort of gather around the little LCD camera, LCD screen. And he smacks it a couple of times. And it finally powers on. He's like, all right. Well, okay, let's see what comes up. The video recording file number is 03-001. And the what you see on the screen is this. a small group of people, 4 people, dressed in many layers of mismatched clothing, are walking across this tundra, this very same tundra that you've been crossing this entire time. It's snowing lightly. As the camera swings erratically to point at each of them, they wave. These are all human beings that are waving at this camera, from what you can tell. The one holding the camera turns it towards himself, holds it up so that everyone is in view, and screams, "Woo! We're going to make it out, folks. We're going home." And is immediately tackled by some unknown force. The camera tumbles to the ground. No one is in frame. Snow continues to fall, hitting the lens as it points across the vast, barren tundra. There are screams, clicks, screeches, sounds of gore. The low battery symbol flashes in a corner. Someone yells, "No! No! No! Get away!" as they run across the frame. A massive blue creature with dozens of legs, like a bolt of lightning, darts after them. A brief flash of light accompanied by a deep wub sound creates a lens flare in the frame. The screaming stops. The snow piling up on the lens now obscures the bottom half of the frame entirely. Regularly breaking the silence are wet, crunchy chewing sounds. The low battery symbol flashes faster. The snow piles up on the lens. The recording ends. End of card.
Not too many legs. Not that.
And I think we're going to end on that for this session.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it does. All right. Well, thank you all for this session as we finally get into the meat of what our crew has voyaged out for.
Well, something certainly was getting into the meat.
Oh, that's super true. That is super true. You may discover what that was. We'll figure it out. But y'all all have a wonderful night, a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you next week. How about that? Take it easy. We'll see you on the grid. Bye-bye.
Later.